who have come here in a good way with good hearts, and for the food that we're about to receive, that, you know, this wonderful gift that we get from the earth and the animals, and that it will give us the energy and the strength and the blessings that we need to do our good work and to have a good mind for ourselves, each other, and helping for the larger world. Thank you. So some announcements. There are two options for lunch. The meat option is the stuffed chicken breast, and the vegan and gluten option is stuffed acorn squash. So if you're needing the vegetarian option, please find Sophia or one of the staff in the back and get one of the cards. So if you can put it on your table, then they'll be sure to bring you that option. Would also like to say thank you for the sponsors for making this all happen and for us to all be able to be here today. So the Conner Byestewa Jr. Award honors the legacy of Conner Byestewa Jr. by recognizing those who contribute to tribal environmental protection work that Conner started. Conner Byestewa Jr. was a dedicated community leader who was born in the Hopi Reservation and then moved to the Colorado River Indian tribes. He was deeply involved in both tribes, and from a young age, he was actively involved in 4-H, raising livestock, and was often locally recognized for his achievements. His love of farming drew him to work closely with the University of Arizona's Agricultural Extension, where he won multiple awards in Yuma and La Paz counties, and became the first Native American to receive the Extension of the Year title. Conner's dedication to environmental preservation was shown by his founding of the CRIT Environmental Protection Office. He demonstrated his commitment to the land by his careful monitoring of pesticide use and his larger agricultural lobbying efforts, which included work with the Arizona Cotton Board. Conner was also a member of the Tribal Council, where he was influential in the development of the Blue Water Resort and Casino and the negotiation of CRIT's Gaming Compact. He had an impact on projects like 12 Mile Lake and the Oaxaca Preserve, showing his capacity to creatively extend resources for the good of the community. When Conner passed away on October 22nd, 1999, he left a lasting legacy that was and still is felt across the country. His influence continues through the ongoing work of the CRIT Environmental Protection Office and the many tribal environmental professionals inspired by his dedication and service. This is what this award honors. Since 2000, the Tribal EPA and US EPA Region 9 Conference has celebrated his life and legacy by awarding the Conner Byestewa Jr. Award to tribal environmental professionals from Region 9. Conner set the bar for environmental protection in Region 9 and beyond. This award highlights the achievements of tribal environmental professionals in Region 9 who are committed to Conner's principles of tribal self-government, improved human health, and environmental protection. So I'm going to invite up the nominator for Arizona, Jeremy Phillips, Sr., environmental engineer, has substance pesticide program from Salt River Pima, Maricopa Indian Community. And he's going to tell us the awardees. So Jeremy Phillips.
Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me now? Oh. Well, hopefully everybody's having a good conference. I'm glad to see everybody here, and you know, let's all have a good, safe trip. When we head back to our communities. I wanted to just talk briefly about the person that I nominated. I'm going to go off this little paper here, a little bit nervous. Good afternoon, my esteemed colleagues. Today we are gathered here. We're gathered here to honor a remarkable individual whose dedication, leadership, and contributions to the Intertribal Council of Arizona have profoundly impacted our community. I am pleased to present Mr. Brian Davidson with the Conner Byestewa Award. The Conner Byestewa Award The Conner Byestewa Award is a testament to his legacy of a man who was truly a visionary and a champion of environmental justice. Conner Byestewa Jr. dedicated his life to protecting the natural world and ensuring the well-being of his people and his community. His unwavering commitment to tribal self-governance, public health, and environmental protection continues to inspire us all. Mr. Brian Davidson embodies the spirit of the Conner Byestewa Jr. in every aspect of his work. His contributions to ITCA, particularly in solid waste and emergency response, have been fully fruitful to tribes for over 20 years. Brian has consistently demonstrated an unwavering commitment to fostering a strong community relationship and promoting environmental stewardship. Brian's leadership has been instrumental in guiding ITC's environmental programs. Brian worked for the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality, the US EPA, and of course, Intertribal Council of Arizona. His expertise in many areas of the environmental field have been beneficial to tribes, and he has served as a resource connecting connecting government leaders to tribal staff and inviting former directors from the Arizona Department of Environmental Quality and Arizona Department of Emergency and Military Affairs and association administrators to the EPA to address tribal environmental matters. Brian's work has had a significant impact on the community he serves. His effort is to promote sustainable waste management practices, have helped protect the environment and improve public safety. He has also made contact with private businesses and consultants who have been willing to do business with tribes. And by conducting hazardous waste education, completing emergency response plans, conducting tabletop exercises, and bringing hazardous waste operators and emergency response incident command systems, ICS, and hazardous training to tribal communities. In conclusion, Mr. Brian Davidson, your unwavering commitment to tribal self-governance and environmental protection and public health is truly inspiring. Your leadership and expertise and dedication to tribal community makes you a worthy recipient of the Conner Byestewa Award. It is an honor to recognize your work and your contributions to tribal communities as well as Region 9. So I'd like to present you with the Conner Byestewa Award. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Y-E-S, in case you forgot how to spell yes. I just have a few notes here, and I won't be too long. First and foremost, My name is Brian Davidson. I work for the Intertribal Council of Arizona. I am 175th of ITCA. We are a team of people that assist tribes. We give the tribal staff the tools and learning and certification to help keep them safe and work together as one voice. If you are not on my listserv and you want to take advantage of our meetings, our trainings, please, my email address is Brian, B-R-I-A-N, not Y, .Davidson @itcaonline.com. And please just send me an email saying you're interested. Even though that we serve tribes in Arizona, we also invite tribes from Nevada and California and anywhere else all throughout the Southwest to our trainings. So they're free. The other unique thing about ITCA is that we are composed, our board consists of tribal leaders, the presidents, the governors, the chairmen of the different tribes that come together and help decide what we do. I do have to say that even though I'm getting this award, and it is a recognition of the years that, not just this past year, but I feel like I've been watching other people get this award for about 20 years now. And many, many people have deserved it. And I do not feel elevated or better than anyone else in this room for getting this award. I never wanted to be perceived as somebody who is or feels like they're better than anyone else. And I always felt it should go to the tribes. But I'll take this with some caveats and just a few more things to say. First, you're only as good as your team. You're only as good as the people that you work with or the tribes that are combined together. If we could all come together and march in one direction, that's the big aim, and that is the spirit of ITCA. So if we can focus on the big picture of things, let people be who they are. Let their personality shine. And if you can give them the knowledge and the tools to actually complete things and march in one direction, that is the appropriate way to go. And lastly, I do want to say that I know we've been hearing it constantly on the media, on TV, on the radio. If there's one thing that I'd like you to do in this next 2 weeks is to please get out and vote. Yes, absolutely. We have 2 weeks left. And if you haven't voted, why haven't you? And if you have voted, please get your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, all those that have been registered to get out and vote. Because you do not want to wake up the next day and realize the wrong person that you do not want is in office. And it is remarkable times that we've lived in. As a member of ITCA, I can't tell you which party or who to vote for, but I will say this. Fascinating times. We have seen the first black man in our lifetime become president of the United States. We might see the first woman in history become the president of the United States. And by God, why not see the first Native American someday in our lifetime become president of the United States? Thank you for your time. You've been my great friends. I will see you throughout the time. If we have never met, please come up and introduce yourself to me. Thank you all.
Okay, I like the first Native American president. So I'd like to call up the nominator for California, Shasta Gon, Environmental Director, Tribal Historic Preservation Officer from the Paula Band of Mission Indians.
Wow, those are some really bright lights, like right in your face. For once, I'm up on stage not to talk about myself, but to talk about the very deserving person whom I nominated for this award. And that would be the inestimable Ms. Heidi Brow. Now, Heidi has worked at Paula for 19 years, which is 1 year less than I have worked at Paula, but she has worked at the Paula Environmental Department for 4 years longer than I have, because I didn't start there. I came after my predecessor, Lenore, moved on to a job with the BIA. And so Heidi was there for me when I came in. I'm not a scientist. I'm an anthropologist by training. My apologies. But I was working at the Cultural Center, and I was asked if I would be willing to take on the environmental department as well. And when I got there, Heidi was there, and she's the only one who is still there from when I started. And if I didn't have Heidi showing me the ropes, teaching me the acronyms, the alphabet soup, doing all of the financial stuff so that I didn't have to, because I am innumerate, I don't know how to count, and taking care of all of the things that I didn't know how to do, then I wouldn't be able to stand here today and nominate her and talk about her and why I think she is so worthy of this Conner Byestewa Award. Just starting with what she does in the office. Until recently, when we got a digital time card system where you can't actually work overtime anymore, I would have to, Heidi, go home, Heidi. I feel like, and this is going to sound terrible, but Heidi's a dog lover, so I think she's going to understand it. She's like that loyal dog who's like, no, I'm going to stay. If you're here, then I'm here. I'm not going to go where you go. That loyalty is what makes her so worthy of this recognition. If you are hungry and you say you're hungry in front of Heidi, she suddenly appears with like handfuls of snacks so that you have something to eat. If you say that you are busy because you have a meeting, she's going to say, can I go to that meeting for you? I'll send you the notes. Heidi is that person who actually watches the recordings of the webinars that she misses. It's amazing. Who actually does that? Heidi does. And that's not to say that all she does is within the confines of our Paula Environmental Department office. She does so much for Indian country and for the environment. She's one of the people I know who actually gets angry when she sees that somebody is doing something wrong, whether it's within the reservation or outside. Like, how can you not recycle? She's the sort of person who's going to take your empty can or bottle and put it in her purse so she can recycle it somewhere. She is the person who, if you are working for a tribe and you're doing something in water quality that you need help with, Heidi will help you. She will help you write your QOPs. She will help you do an SOP. She is always there for everybody who needs help, whether it's water quality or finances, grant proposals and grant management. If you need help, Heidi is the one to call. And so that is what makes her so deserving of this particular award. And it's such an honor for me to stand here, not just as her supervisor, but as her friend, somebody who I couldn't do without, to be able to give her this honor today. So I'm just going to ask you all for a little call and response for Heidi. When you need something, who do you call? When you have a question, who do you call? If you need a snack, who do you tell? And if you want to give the California Conner Byestewa Jr. Award, who do you give it to? Heidi, come on up.
Sorry, I have to make the mic really small. I don't know how to follow that up. I will say, I feel like there are so many other people in this room that are so much more deserving, including Shasta. It's been a privilege to work with everyone here for the last 19 years. and the best boss in the world, obviously. I had a whole speech prepared, but I'm going to keep this really, really short. So I just want to say that I am uncomfortable with this kind of attention, so I'm just going to thank other people that have really helped me in the last 19 years. Alexa said I should say that I started when I was 5, so I'm younger. I want to thank all of the amazing EPA water staff that I've worked with over the years. Loretta and Leisha and Alan and Larry and Audrey. Audrey Johnson was one of the first project officers that really pushed me to do presentations, and I hated it from the core of my shy, introverted self, but it helped me grow, and I appreciate that. And I've got to work on a lot of amazing projects, like the non-point source, EJ stuff that headquarters has been doing, and that's been amazing and really inspiring to see action come about. So I just want to thank all of you guys for being good partners. And I want to thank all of my amazing tribal staff throughout the regions that I've been privileged to work with through the years. I love all of the people throughout our watershed and our region that I am blessed to work with. I've learned so much from these wisdom holders and storytellers, and I feel like I have been able to go a lot further and learn more because of these people who are great partners, and I just really want to thank you guys for that. I want to really thank my work family. Sorry, I'm so sappy. You know what, honestly, my parents died a few years ago, and I just am a water bucket since then, so just, you gotta go with it. Don't clap for that. No. I cannot understate what an amazing family, like work family, I get to work with. I constantly feel like it's a bubble that's gonna pop and go away, and then I'm gonna lose, because it's some amazing, it's just the most amazing environmental nerds you're ever gonna be around. And I get to come to work every day and laugh with these people and learn with these people. And I'm very grateful for you guys. So, okay. Sorry. And now I'm gonna get sappy, so I'm gonna stop. But really, I can't understate how blessed I feel to have worked with everyone in this room. So thanks.
Okay, and now we have the nominator for Nevada, Annette George, Manager of Division of Natural Resources, Duckwater Shoshone Tribe. Annette.
Hello, everyone. Oh, whoa. I'm back up here again. So, again, I'm still standing from last year. So, I am very honored to present not only our friend, our colleague, and this year I get to introduce everybody's friend, and most of the time, our entertainer. She makes us laugh, she tells jokes, but she's also a very hard worker. And most of the time, you can see her out in the field, and she can outwork most guys, and I can literally say that. She outworks the guys that she's working with. Dallas Smales was raised on the ranch that her grandparents lived, and she still lives there, raised her family there with her husband, her late husband. And Dallas embraces her Shoshone culture. She speaks her language. She beads beautiful beadwork. She gathers willows, which this EPA conference is all about, TEK. And Dallas gathers the willows to make baby baskets. And this is one of the reasons why we protect the willows and the plants, that the elders and the young people gather the plants and protect the willows and everything that we are embracing this EPA conference about. And Dallas is one of the people that we are celebrating today. This is what this conference is about. And her baby baskets are beautiful, and we need to continue to protect these plants all the time. Dallas has been a warrior in protecting not only the plants, but protecting the water and protecting the air and our environment. And she does that with not only her tribe, but throughout the water in Nevada and all over the place that she goes to. Dallas is just a person that cares about the environment throughout the country, and she wanted to retire this year, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. But she is not only our friend, but she makes us laugh, and she always does that, and she is just a joy to be around. So thank you, Dallas. Come on up.
I'm just a little bit taller than Annette. I don't know if I can top off what Annette just said, but I'm going to try. I was asked to do a 10-minute talk, but you know how new people are. There is no time for anything but time. First of all, I would like to thank everybody that has been in my life and pushed me along to come this far. I am deeply honored and grateful to receive this prestige award. Conner passed the year that I first started in the environmental field for my band. I was in that field for 8.5 years, and then when a new council comes in, everybody knows what happens then, right? You're out the door. Doesn't care how much you have done for your area. For 11.5 years after that, I was in the domestic violence field. I was an advocate for victims, domestic abuse, child abuse, sex abuse, elder abuse. And I have to say that that position healed me. I was on my healing journey when I got in that position, because I was in a domestic violence relationship in my first marriage. It helped me become a stronger person. And during my tenure with the Intertribal Council Nevada Domestic Violence Project, I was able to start reaching out to people, telling my story. And now I don't have to go to Toastmasters, because I can say what I want now without spitting all over, blowing bubbles when I speak to people. I was actually going to do that, go to Toastmasters. I'm just going to give you a brief background on how I got involved in the environmental field. I didn't finish telling you, I forgot about. I'm back in it again. I've been back since 2018. And I am now the environmental director. We have a very small office on the South Fork Band Reservation, just a water tech, myself, and I did have an environmental assistant that was going to transition into the environmental director, but she accepted another job with the state of Nevada, the Department of Agriculture. So I'm probably going to be sticking around here for a bit longer. I just need to learn how to balance my ranch and my job as environmental director. It's pretty hard right now. My husband passed December 19th. We were married for 43 years. But I'm slowly getting into balancing out what I need to do, because with my job, I'm always pushing to get whatever grants we can find out there to improve our reservation. Over the years, I started out with a 106 grant, applied for that, got that. And through the years, got the 319 competitive. We had 319 base, applied to BIA, got a water management grant from them. And my most recent one was the rangeland management. It's almost $1 million from the BIA. And I have done tremendous improvement in our rangelands on our reservation. I've put up cross fences, replaced fences, built fences where they need to be, established 5 stock wells with solar power. I even applied for a firewood bank and received funding for that. And what we'll be doing is we purchased equipment, chainsaws, log splitters, PPE. We're going to be cutting that up for the elders that have wood stoves on our reservation, and then the disabled people that are not able to get their own wood. So yeah, we're pretty busy. My grandparents raised me and my brothers. They instilled in us to take care of this land. They taught us the traditional lifestyle that they were taught. I revert to them as my mom and dad, as they were. What I learned and what I am doing today is what was taught to me by my grandparents. They believed in conserving water, keeping the land clean, taking only what you need. I was raised on the ranch. We had cattle, but we also ate other things. We had deer, we had jackrabbit, and ground squirrels. That's what we ate as kids, growing up. I learned from my grandmother how to make cradle boards and moccasins, make buckskin. There's so many things that my grandmother did. And just by watching, that's how I learned, paying attention. And that's how I feel about our environment. You look out there, there's so much meaning to what we have out there, but yet so many people don't see it. Every year, there's new people that are hired by tribes. It's so good to see the young people coming up. So good. We all need to keep moving forward in protecting Mother Earth, Te-Moak, to call our mother. I have so many people that I am thankful for pushing me along, and there's a lot of you people in here that have done that with me, networked with me, gave me ideas on what I could do on my reservation. Greg Phillips was the very first one. He was my project officer when I first was hired. Greg pushed me. told me, Dallas, you can do this. I was scared at first because of the grant, writing grants, you know. And then throughout the years, we had Tim Wilhite. My last project officer was Gilbert Pasqua. And now it's Willard Chin. Yay, Willard, if you're in here. I love you, man. I'm thankful for people like Bob Hall, who pushed us in our water programs. We took him for a wild ride, and he enjoyed it up in the mountains, pulling some water from an old abandoned mine. My project officer for my water division this time is Larry. Larry Moran, where are you, Larry? And he's also pushing us. I applied for tasks. I'm just only running into some problems with that because our band is just a constituent band of the tribe. So EPA is trying to figure out all those barriers and see what happens. Our tribe has adopted the water quality standards. Well, not tribe, but band. So hopefully that we will be getting this process through and we will get our tasks. As Annette said earlier, yeah, growing up on that ranch, I have to work. I have to work just like my brothers. And now that I'm the only one standing on that ranch, I'm going to do it. It's mine. I got so much work to do. I got cattle that I'm raising, horses, my hay meadows, got to do dragging, irrigating, feeding cows during winter. There's a lot of components to that. All of that just so we can have steaks or hamburger. I wrote a speech on that and I kind of went off on that. Important to me is our environment and identifying the medicinal and edible plants that I grew up around is getting scarce. I'm not sure what's happening. A lot of them have been disappearing, especially the edible ones. Right now, I'm focusing on working with NRCS. We have many projects in NRCS, and I'm going to be doing some outreaches to our community, identifying plants, edible and medicinal, just so we can have people aware of what these plants are. I know that due to spraying herbicide has possibly depleted what we have in some of our medicinal plants. But that's important to me. And I have to say, I believe people are returning back to the medicinal plants and dropping the pharmaceutical type of medicinal plants. Yeah. Over the past 3 years, I have been building a relationship with the BLM and the U.S. Forest Service. We have come to agreements with them in protecting our lands. They are highly interested in what we have to say now. It's finally happened. We've been ignored for so long. And now we are at the table with them. We're in agreements with them. And I'm able to tell them my concerns and they are following up on it. We have aspen trees above where we graze our cattle in the summer that are dying, but it's on forest land, and I was concerned about it, and I talked to them, and now I've got people up there from the Forest Service that are investigating what is killing these trees. So that's really good that we're able to come to the table with those two federal agencies. It's hard to do that, and it depends on who the director is. We've been through a lot of problems with them. But is my 10 minutes up yet? Okay. I'm also a cultural monitor. These new mines or expansion on mines called out there when they're doing the work. Those are long days. I remember one time, this is probably about 3 years ago, I was walking through that Boulder Valley, because that's before Barrick and Newmont merged. It's out there, and it's probably like about 98 degrees out there, looking through all the bushes, around brush, what have you. We are surrounded with crickets left and right. They're everywhere. So the next day when I went out there, I told the contractor I was with, I says, I'm going to bring something out here tomorrow and get them out of my way. So the next morning I come out there and I had a golf club, a wedge, they call it. And he looked at me and he says, what are you going to do with that? And I said, I'm going to get those crickets out of my way. I'm getting tired of stepping on them. They're jumping up on me. So he says, let me try that. I gave him that club and that. He took a swing and let go of my club, and it landed over in the middle of this, where these crickets are hanging all over these ryegrass. And he said, I'm sorry. He said, that wasn't supposed to happen. I go, no, it wasn't. Now go get it. So he did. But see, a lot of our work it's not the best conditions. But due to the fact that I was raised on that ranch, we went with electricity. Without electricity, we didn't have power come to our reservation until I was 12 years old. That was just about 20 years ago. Nah, I'm just kidding. Our water come out of a hole in the ground that my grandfather dug. Washed our clothes in the creek. Wood stove. I learned how to make cake by scratch. Put it in the wood stove. You ask me to do that to this day, I wouldn't even know what to do. I just call Betty Crocker, Duncan Hines. Come on. But I believe that the way you were raised sets a foundation for your future and who you are going to be. And I'm proud to say that I was raised by some damn good people that taught me everything that I know. And I'm still learning. And thank you, all my colleagues, California, Arizona, Nevada. I am grateful for all you in my life. You have all touched my life. Damn good souls. Thank you. Would everybody stand up, please? Move it.
Dance, everybody dance. Dance, everybody dance.
Love you, Nina. Love you all.
Wow. I should attend these tribal EPA conferences more often. So thank you, everyone. Chimigwech, and let's give applause for all our awardees. And just want to remind everyone tonight that we will have more of this dancing. 6:30, there will be karaoke, Halloween costume contest, and then dancing. So I hope to see everybody there tonight, and there will be prizes. Thank you.